Hey, what is up? Today I am replacing motor mounts on my Chevy Trailblazer. That's because whenever it's in park or drive, it makes a terrible vibration noise. And whenever I stop at a stoplight, it also makes this terrible vibrating noise.
Okay guys, here's the panel that has to be removed in order to mount your jack. Alright. You see it right there? It's this plastic covering, 4 bolts. Take that off, and then you can find a nice smooth spot on transmission to mount your jack.
After you remove the panel, you want to take off both of your tires, put the car on jack stands, and then also move the jack with a wood block underneath against a flat place on the transmission for whenever you need to lift the engine up to remove your motor mounts. The motor mounts have 2 bolts, and I'm going to show you where the top and bottom one is on both sides. There it is. That's the engine mount.
Right in there. And there's a bolt underneath there. Let's see if y'all can see it. Right there, that's the bolt. Same on the other side. Come out. There's the tire well. And again, this side is a little bit easier. There he is. And right under here, you got the other, right down there, there it is. See it? Alright guys, as you see, I'm using a big time extension right there. Bunch of extensions. Get down there to the actual top of the motor mount, and I believe that's 15 millimeters that I'm using. Okay guys, so I did one extra thing to get some good access to the motor mount down there. Where is it? Like right underneath that metal plate right there. As I moved this thing, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's pretty easy. 4 10 millimeter bolts, and that gave me a little more room to work from the top. It's pretty tight.
In order to successfully raise the engine and get to the motor mounts, there are several parts that I had to remove. Here you can see I removed an engine bar and the air intake. That helps the raising of the engine. And then I also removed the PCM on the right side for better access to the motor mount.
Okay guys, so I got one of the motor mounts put on, and I'm not going to lie, it wasn't not as easy as I thought it would. So I had to take off the air intake to make room for whenever I'm jacking up the engine. And that little part right there. So now I have room to take the screw off. That is right. It's in there. You can see the wrench. I have a handle on the wrench. There you go. There you go. See, I have it attached to the screw. So I'm gonna take that off. So if you're looking at the left side of the car, that's the tire well, and then you just go underneath, right here, right next to the engine. You see the bottom of that motor mount right there, right? That's the bolt. So we're gonna take that off now.
All right, guys, we got the motor mounts put in the engine. Everything's put back together. So let's see what happens. Let's see if that vibration is finally gone. All right, we're gonna turn it on. Oh, wow. So whenever I started it, the car actually started a lot smoother than it's ever started. It used to be a little bit rough. Now the big test is to shift it to drive and then to park, because my car would make all the vibrations when I was stopped or when I was shifting from drive to park. So let's see if there's any more vibration. All right, guys, here we go. So smooth. Oh, just like it's brand new. All right, let's see, park. Oh man, that's amazing. All right, so it looks like the car is actually fixed, and we won't have to worry about that annoying vibration anymore. Well, thank you for watching my video. I hope this helps, and as always, be very, very safe whenever you're jacking up your engine. Here are some tips for using the jack. Be careful raising the engine. The top of the engine will actually press against the car if you go too far, so you don't want to raise it up too high. And also, whenever you're lowering the jack, be careful that your motor mount slips into the engine. The top of the bolt slips into the engine well, because mine actually got stuck against the engine. Additionally, when you are working on your motor mounts, for the one that you're not working on, you want to leave the bolts on there. That helps the engine raise at an angle and gives you even more room on the side that you are working on to remove the motor mount. And then once you have the new one on, tighten that one pretty well, leave the bolts just a little loose, and go over to the other side and do the same thing. Once you're finished, tighten up all the bolts. Also, be extremely careful because the car is only supported by jack stands. What I did is I slid tires underneath the car frame for added protection, and I had the main jack pushed up against the engine. We don't want anyone getting hurt doing this. My final tip is that the driver's side motor mount is much more difficult to work on than the passenger side motor mount, so be ready for that. All right, guys, good luck working on your cars. Have a great day.